Smeargle matchup, so always possible to just see these Smeargles come out, and the players have selected their teams. They are ready, and we are ready here in Columbus, Ohio, to get into Game 1 of our Masters Finals. Chase Lybbert versus Aaron Traylor. Let's hear it for these two competitors.
Oh man, look at that crowd go wild.
Two players who could not deserve this more. Aaron will be on the top of your screen. Chase will be at the bottom. Chase has decided to lead with the Cresselia and Kangaskhan, while Aaron has opted for the Smeargle mode, pairing that up with Salamence.
So we do see one of the differences between these two teams is the fact that Chase has Kangaskhan, so we'll see him bringing it. Does this give him the little bit of the edge that he needs to take down Aaron? This is a familiar lead from Aaron's side, the Smeargle Salamence. We've seen that a lot this tournament, not only from Aaron, but from other players too. It really forces the opponent to kind of play defensively because they intimidate on Kangaskhan. It's not doing a whole lot of damage, and Salamence threatens so much damage, so you do want to focus it down. But Smeargle also threatens the Dark Void. On the plus side, Cresselia has Icy Wind, so it doesn't really mind Salamence too much. It's pretty bulky, and Icy Wind, we saw how much damage it did to that Rayquaza and lowering its speed. So Icy Wind certainly the play here for Chase.
All right, well, looks like there will be no switches coming out for either player here. Salamence just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve on Aaron's side of the field. Kangaskhan also going to Mega Evolve. So with the ceremonial Mega Evolving of the Salamence and the Kangaskhan, the finals have truly begun here in Columbus. Fake Out from Kangaskhan will connect with Smeargle, so making sure that there will be no Dark Voids coming out here. Smeargle will flinch, is not able to move.
Guards.
Double edge from Salamence coming out onto the Kangaskhan, dealing a lot of damage back. Aaron really just trying to focus down that Kangaskhan with the Salamence. Icy Wind will connect with both Pokemon here. No wide guard to prevent that. Salamence taking a lot of damage back, and Smeargle taking a little bit as well, but crucially, the speed drops from the Icy Wind. Here comes the Moody boost. Smeargle gets an attack boost, and it gets an accuracy drop. So that's Smeargle with with the speed debuff from Icy Wind plus lowered accuracy, really just going to be relegated to doing things like wide guarding.
Yeah, not too great a turn there for Aaron. I imagine he's got to consider bringing in Bronzong here if he did bring it, because this would be an ideal opportunity to bring it in. It resists Kangaskhan's move, it resists Cresselia's moves. Definitely an ideal spot to bring it in. I imagine he had to be going for a wide guard there with Kangaskhan because the threat of Icy Wind, I'm sure he knows it's carrying Icy Wind, and that just did so much damage to Salamence. Now it lets Cresselia and Kangaskhan outspeed it. He threatens knockouts on both Pokemon with an Icy Wind on Kangaskhan and then a Kangaskhan attack on Smeargle.
Oh, and the power-up punch being that attack as well onto the Smeargle. Oh, not quite enough to pick up the KO, but the Icy Wind should be enough to pick it up for the Cresselia. If it connects, is going to connect with both Pokemon. So Aaron loses both Salamence and the Smeargle to that Icy Wind. A critical hit just for good measure onto Smeargle. Chase showing exactly what he thinks about that Smeargle with that critical hit. And now Aaron loses both of his starter Pokemon and is down to only his final two.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if it's the Bronzong Groudon. I imagine there has to be a Bronzong. Yeah,
it is
I just
would
have loved to see it maybe a little bit sooner.
It is the Bronzong, and it is the Groudon. So now Bronzong is out threatening Trick Room and, does not really mind being up against Cresselia and Kangaskhan. Of course, Chase has his own Cresselia on the field. If he's really worried about Trick Room, he can just Trick Room right now and reset it.
Yeah, he definitely can, but Bronzong does threaten a Hypnosis. It's not super accurate until you get Gravity up, but I think at this point, that's certainly what he has to do to prevent Cresselia from reversing a Trick Room once you get it up. But I would have loved to see something like Groudon and Bronzong come in sooner, maybe a double switch, so that way you bait the Icy Wind, lower your Groudon speed, and then get up a free Trick Room for Bronzong, since it's not like Cresselia or Kangaskhan threaten too much on it. I just would have loved to see these Pokemon come out sooner.
All right, well, they may be a little bit late to the party, but they are on the field right now. Groudon and Bronzong from Aaron Traylor staring down Chase Lybbert's Cresselia and Kangaskhan here in Game 1 of the finals. Obviously, Chase with a 4-2 Pokemon advantage right now. All of the cards are in his hands. Cresselia actually going for the Helping Hand on that Kangaskhan, which also just got those boosts from the power-up punch. Groudon will protect on Aaron's side. Kangaskhan goes for the return, and it will connect with the Bronzong. So the Helping Hand boosted, power-up punch boosted return onto Bronzong. Hits twice, deals a lot of damage, but Bronzong is able to get up the Trick Room for free here.
Yeah, so this is good for Aaron to at least get Trick Room up, but Chase totally outpredicted that. He, even though Return didn't KO the Bronzong, it still did so much damage. And at this point, you have to wonder how much damage a Helping Hand Sucker Punch would do. Surely not enough to knock out the Groudon, but that might be enough to just weaken it for Chase's other Pokemon.
Well, it looks like it's just going to be a normal Sucker Punch. Will connect with Groudon, dealing almost half its HP with that second critical hit. Bronzong goes for the Hypnosis under Trick Room, is going to connect with Cresselia. We've already seen the Citrus Berry on that from our last match, so Cresselia will fall asleep. Groudon can use Fire Punch here, will be able to Fire Punch the Kangaskhan, so Kangaskhan will go down. Chase does get a free switch in here as Cresselia is asleep. Not able to reset the Trick Room here.
Yeah, that's a really good point because Cresselia definitely trying to reset Trick Room there since it didn't go for a Helping Hand, which was perfectly fine since you definitely want to reverse Trick Room in this situation. But at the same time, if I'm Aaron, I think, what do I want to do? Do I want to set up Gravity?
Do you Hypnosis the Groudon?
Exactly.
You set up the Gravity if you think Groudon's going to protect. You have to go for the Hypnosis if it's not.
You're trying to predict, is this Groudon going to protect? Because if it does protect, this is a premier situation to set up Gravity. That way your Groudon can damage the Cresselia, which you're going to need to do, because you need to KO it so that it doesn't reverse Trick Room. But no protect.
There's no protect, and Aaron correctly predicts that goes for the Hypnosis, is going to connect with Chase's Groudon. So Aaron now has his Groudon, actually Chase's Groudon going first. They are showing some interesting information. Precipice Blades will not connect with Cresselia. Is it going to hit the Groudon? Yes, Aaron will connect with his first Precipice Blades onto Chase's Groudon. Gets a one-hit KO with a critical hit. So with that critical hit, Aaron is starting to get his way back into the game. Cresselia still asleep, unable to reset that Trick Room still.
Oh, that's huge to pick up the KO on Groudon there, and Cresselia.
Now there's just Xerneas out here.
Oh, this is a great situation for Aaron there. Now the tables have completely turned. Now Aaron is in complete control of this matchup.
Totally in control right now, still has Trick Room up, still has Groudon on the field, and Bronzong not feeling too threatened by this, although it is at very low health.
Right, but it does resist any attacks from Cresselia or Xerneas, so one simple attack won't knock it out. It will definitely require at least two, and it threatens so much damage with Gyro Ball. It even threatens a Gravity for Precipice Blades from Groudon, although I don't know if Aaron really goes for that. I think a Gyro Ball in that spot is probably more likely. And then, of course, Groudon can still target Cresselia with a Fire Punch.
Well, no protects coming out from Chase Lybert's team. Xerneas is going to have to tank this Gyro Ball. Not a lot of damage. It has not yet set up. Aaron actually going for the Swords Dance here, wants to boost his Groudon, make sure that when it is able to deal damage, it will deal all of the damage. Moonblast from Xerneas connecting with the Groudon, of course, not boosted, will not pick up a KO, and Cresselia is still asleep.
That was big because this Cresselia is trained to be more offensive. A Psychic might have been able to knock Groudon out from that point.
Now with Xerneas having taken that Gyro Ball and with the Swords Dance boost on Groudon, you have to wonder if a whole lot of damage is about to come out from Precipice Blades with Gravity. Although again, Groudon may be within KO range for that Cresselia, and I don't know if that Swords Dance boosted Precipice Blades will be enough.
Yeah, I don't either because Cresselia is just so bulky.
Well, Xerneas is going to protect itself. Aaron is going to Gravity, going to make sure that the Precipice Blades cannot miss. Cresselia not able to be airborne anymore. Same with Groudon, Precipice Blades out. Xerneas protects, Precipice Blades connects with Cresselia. How much damage will this do? It deals so much damage! It deals a one-hit KO, and Cresselia goes down. That Swords Dance boosted Groudon. That offensive Cresselia, not as bulky as some of its friends, and goes down in one shot.
That really shows what the downside is of using an offensive Cresselia, because that one-hit knockout, you don't expect that from a Cresselia because it's just so bulky, but when it's trained entirely in speed and special attack, a boosted Groudon from a Swords Dance can actually pick up the knockout on Cresselia, even when it's a double target, and it's not like it's a single target where its power is increased. It was targeting both.
Trick Room is now over, though, and Moonblast comes out from Xerneas onto Bronzong, not able to deal enough damage. Groudon with the Fire Punch, with that Swords Dance boost is enough. Aaron Traylor picks up the KO and comes from behind to take game one over Chase Lybbert.
Oh, great turnaround from Aaron. He got down, pretty bad at the very beginning. Chase definitely capitalized on his early lead, but then Aaron making some key predictions once it got down to the wire. That Precipice Blades on that Groudon not protecting, and of course the critical hit. Hypnosis hitting every time too. That was also key because Hypnosis not very accurate, so to hit both when only attempting 2 is huge.
Yeah. The power of friendship really shining through on that Bronzong, hitting both of those hypnoses out of gravity. You have to wonder if Aaron had some tricks up his sleeve to make sure those hit.
Yeah, but maybe it was just the power of friendship.
Well, we are going into game 2. Chase Lybbert, he has come so far. He is so close. But if he drops one more game, he will be out of the tournament. Aaron Traylor needs only one more win to become our national champion. We are going right into game 2. Team preview. Obviously, we have very similar teams. That Cresselia did a lot of work, but unfortunately its bulk just wasn't able to stand up to it. Can Chase adapt and rebound from that loss?
Yeah, I definitely think he can, because he did get a little unlucky there with the hypnosis hitting both times. So I think he's still feeling pretty good, because if those hypnosises miss, well, Chase is still in a commanding position. I think he would have taken that previous game if maybe one, maybe even both missed. But there are maybe some adjustments he does need to make. He does need to be aware, though, that Cresselia is knocked out from a Swords Dance Groudon Precipice Blade. So, I don't know what happened in their match throughout this tournament that they already had against each other, but maybe he didn't know that Cresselia would faint to 1 Precipice Blades from a Swords Dance Groudon.
All right, well, we are getting into game 2 here of our national finals. Again, Aaron Traylor on the top of your screen. If he wins this game, he becomes the national champion, leading the Smeargle and the Salamence. Chase Lybbert going to lead the Kangaskhan and the Cresselia, putting all of his hopes on these 2 Pokemon. He must win this game or he will go home only the runner-up. Nothing to sneeze at, but when you are on that stage, you want to win. You want to be the champion.
Yeah, definitely. And both leads from same leads from both players. I think, like I said in the previous game, I would have loved to see Aaron maybe switch his Pokemon out a little bit sooner than he did. I think switching Bronzong and Groudon in at the same time, maybe predicting a Cresselia Icy Wind would have been ideal. But at the same time, if he does outpredict Chase, he can certainly get in a favorable position with this Smeargle and this Salamence, because we know Smeargle does have Wide Guard to block the Icy Winds. Of course, it threatens Dark Void, and Salamence also threatens a lot of damage. So if Aaron is able to outpredict Chase, this lead matchup is fine for him. But at the same time, that is risky. It might be safer to just switch into Bronzong and Groudon a little bit sooner than he did in the previous game.
Smeargle also got very unlucky with its Moody boost that last game as well. So maybe if Aaron gets a little bit of better rolls on that Smeargle may be able to deal quite a bit more than it did last time. Both Pokemon on the field, no switches, are going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. No Fake Out coming out. Smeargle with the Wide Guard will protect the Salamence and the Smeargle from an Icy Wind. Double Edge coming through onto Kangaskhan deals a lot of damage back. Only 37 hit points left on Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan going for the side power-up punch. Very aggressive attack. Maybe hoping that both Pokemon would protect on Aaron's side because of the fake-out pressure. But now Kangaskhan does have the boost, but the Wide Guard protects both of Aaron's Pokemon from that Icy Wind. And the Moody boost gets a special attack rise and an evasiveness drop. So good Moody boost for Chase, but the side pop, you get the boost, but Kangaskhan can't do anything now.
Especially since it's slower than Salamence. It's unlikely it's carrying Protect 2 to try and stall a turn for Cresselia to be able to Icy Wind. But that Wide Guard from Smeargle really coming in clutch there. You could tell Chase was definitely predicting Aaron to do, as I was saying, kind of switch out a little bit sooner into that Groudon or that Bronzong.
Well, it looks like Kangaskhan is going to be able to deal damage back to Salamence with that Sucker Punch, just trying to get as much damage out before Kangaskhan goes down. It will fall to the Hyper Voice. Cresselia taking a little bit of damage as well. Icy Wind will connect this time onto both Smeargle and Salamence. Cresselia picking up the KO onto Salamence, so both Megas have been traded. But Smeargle is now up and at him. Lost its speed a little bit, but is able to use the Dark Void, and it will connect. So Smeargle is able to put this Cresselia to sleep, and now Cresselia's partner will have to do a lot of work while Cresselia just sleeps this one off.
Yeah, that's big. Oh, let's see this Moody
boost. The speed increase, countering the Icy Wind, drops the special defense too, and that's not what you want to see if you're Chase Lybbert.
That could be really big, because it could now be faster than Xerneas and Groudon and be able to Dark Void and put them to sleep before they can even move. That could be huge for Aaron.
Oh man, and if your finals performance is coming down to if this Smeargle is outspeeding and hitting these Dark Voids, Chase, That's not a good feeling to be in, and Chase is going to have to be able to stay focused and not lose track of his win conditions here.
Yeah, but I like the switch in from Aaron, choosing Groudon. Since his Smeargle got that speed boost the turn before, I think it's definitely a good idea to bring Groudon in right now, because no matter whether it's a Xerneas or a Groudon in the back, since your Smeargle is faster and threatens Dark Void, even has Wide Guard in case it's Groudon, I definitely like choosing Groudon rather than the likely Bronzong that Aaron's keeping in the back.
All right, well, dual Groudon on the field. As we see, Aaron's Groudon will revert first. Chase's will revert second. And now we have Groudon Cresselia. Cresselia does still have the 1 turn of sleep that it must fulfill before it can possibly wake up.
Right.
So really, this is just a turn where Aaron is only worrying about a Groudon on the field.
Yeah, and you have Wide Guard in case you feel like it's going to Precipice Blades, and maybe you're not as confident in your Dark Void hitting, but I think you got to go with that Dark Void accuracy. 80% is definitely really high. I imagine Smeargle has to be faster than this Groudon based on how they're trained, and it is.
Smeargle is faster. Dark Void does connect, and that will be enough to put that Groudon to sleep. Groudon and Cresselia both asleep this turn, not able to do anything. Cresselia takes its turn of sleep here, still outspeeding the Groudon. Now Aaron's Groudon gets a free Swords Dance. So Aaron Traylor's Groudon now boosting its attack. Chase's Groudon taking a nap there. Smeargle gets a Moody boost. Smeargle gets a special defense increase, which could actually be very important with this Cresselia on the field, and a special attack drop.
Yeah, especially if Xerneas is in the back, the special defense boost should actually be pretty relevant, definitely against Cresselia, which is already on the field now. But that Swords Dance is huge. It's for free, and now you threaten a 1-hit KO on Groudon. Even Fire Punch would do tons of damage to Cresselia.
Chase does get the 1-turn sleep on his Groudon, but only wakes up just to protect. Smeargle uses the Wide Guard, so Aaron making sure not to fall to a potential Precipice Blades on a 1-turn wake up. Cresselia will be still sleeping this turn. Groudon uses its Precipice Blades, but into a Protect and a Levitate. So Chase does wake up here. Another Moody boost, a special attack increase. What drops? Accuracy fall. That could be important in allowing Chase's Groudon to stay up.
That could be big, but we did see the Smeargle go for the Wide Guard last turn, so Aaron must be, he's probably...
now that he has the setup.
Yeah, he's probably comfortable that Wide Guard is enough against this Cresselia's Icy Wind and this Groudon's Precipice Blades. He's probably fine just continuing to use Wide Guard rather than risk that Dark Void missing, because there's not really a whole lot either Groudon or Cresselia can do in the face of a Wide Guard. Groudon is going to have to Fire Punch Smeargle, but again, it'll get knocked out in 1 hit by Aaron's Groudon.
All right, well, can Chase find a way to pull this back? Aaron does just go for the Wide Guard once again, so Smeargle protecting his team. Cresselia still sleeping now. Is Chase going to be able to help out here? Groudon on Aaron's side actually goes for the Fire Punch onto Chase's Groudon. Not that much damage. Fire Punch coming out from Chase onto Smeargle will connect, will be enough to pick up the KO, so Smeargle now down. Chase may still be able to pull this one out, but Aaron's Groudon proving that it is faster than Chase's, and Bronzong now out on the field.
Yeah, really interesting play from Aaron there to Fire Punch the Groudon rather than Precipice Blades. I have to imagine it's because he wants to bring Bronzong in alongside Groudon, because he's expecting Xerneas in the back. He has to imagine his Groudon slower than Chase's Groudon, but again, Cresselia has Trick Room, it can reverse it, so I don't know if that was the right play. Maybe a Precipice Blades to knock out the Groudon would have been better.
Well, both of these players are taking their time. Obviously, if you're Chase Lybbert, this is your final game if you don't win, so you have to make sure you're picking the right moves. Aaron, of course, is now so close to becoming the national champion, does not want to throw this game away. Groudon and Cresselia versus Groudon and Bronzong. Cresselia wakes up, helping hands chases Groudon. Cresselia is ready to help Groudon, but Aaron will be able to get a Fire Punch off. It should not be enough. Groudon hangs on with 7 hit points, and the Helping Hand Precipice Blades will not connect with Bronzong. Not able to deal any damage. The Precipice Blades connects with Aaron's Groudon. Is it enough? It is enough. Groudon picks up the KO onto Groudon with a critical hit, and Chase takes down Aaron's final piece of damage here. Bronzong only has Hypnosis, not going to be enough. Finally misses one, and here it is. Chase pulled this back. Chase is going to bring this to a Game 3 for the finals.
Yeah, really well played by Chase, but at the same time, you have to wonder what Aaron was thinking there, going for the Fire Punch 2 turns rather than just Precipice Blade and knocking out the Groudon. I really think that would have been the right play.
Just miscalculated his damage.
Yeah.
And there's the Fire Punch, takes out Bronzong, and there it is. Chase Lybbert forcing a Game 3 here in Columbus. Winner wins the championship, and the loser goes home knowing they were only 1 game away.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. We get to see a Game 3 now for the Nationals Finals. That's when the nerves are really getting to you, when the pressure is just so on you. Game 3 for the finals. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah, I mean, if there's not a Game 3 in the finals, I find it to be a little bit of a disappointment. Just because I want to see as much Pokemon as possible.
Exactly, especially something as high stakes as this.
All right. Well, here are our players getting ready to go into Game 3. Both of them with their game faces on. This is the most important game of Pokemon these players have ever played for their careers here. You know, the winner becomes the champion, the loser goes home, hoping to run it back at Worlds.
Yeah, and if you're Aaron, you can't let that last game get to you. You've got to stay cool, calm, collected, and I'm sure he's capable of doing that because he certainly lost some games throughout this tournament, and he was able to make it this far, so he's certainly not bothered by being on stream, having a bunch of people watching him, being in high-stakes matches like this, since we saw in the top 4 how well he played. So I'm sure in the finals he'll do perfectly fine, and as will Chase, because he's given us no sign for him playing badly. Otherwise, he's played great. All his predictions, for the most part, have been perfectly accurate. He's played great too. It's just Aaron in Game 1 was just a slightly step ahead and maybe outpredicted him towards the end of the game. But then in Game 2, we saw Aaron, maybe his predictions weren't so hot as they were in Game 1.
And of course, both of these players are no stranger to this final stage. Both of them with regional wins under their belt. Chase, though, has quite a few of those. So, you know, we've seen him with his back against the wall, and he does not mind the pressure one bit.
No, definitely. But going into Game 3, I don't know if I expect anything to change. I think both players should be confident in the teams that they brought both Games 1 and 2. We saw mirror leads that Games 1 and 2. We saw the Kangaskhan Cresselia both games from Chase. We saw Aaron preferring Salmon Smeargle both games. So I don't really see any reason that would change unless Aaron's just not feeling confident after that Game 2 loss.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the only reason to change things up, I think. Obviously, in the mirror match, there aren't that many ways to shift things around. But here we go. Game 3 of the U.S. National Championships. Winner is our champion. Our loser goes home. Chase Lybbert versus Aaron Traylor. Chase there on the bottom half of your screen. Kangaskhan Cresselia up against Aaron Smeargle and Salamence. The more things change, the more they stay the same. And both of these competitors just want to prove that their victory was the right one.
Yeah, we saw Chase kind of predicting Aaron to switch the Smeargle and Salamence out to Bronzong, Groudon, which so far in Games 1 and 2, he hasn't done a single game. Maybe now in Game 3, he does decide to switch things out, thinking Chase will predict that it'll stay in again like he did in Game 1. We'll see how these predictions go, because in these matches, it's come down entirely to how each player reads the other player, and we do see the switch.
Here come the switches. Aaron switches out Salamence for Bronzong, so finally Bronzong switching in on turn 1. Kangaskhan staying in will go ahead and Mega Evolve. Make sure that it gets that Fake Out pressure or Power Up Punch pressure. The Fake Out does come out, will connect this time with the Smeargle, so Smeargle will not be able to do anything. But Bronzong out on the field, a little bit of extra damage with that critical hit, and Icy Wind comes out from Cresselia. But Icy Wind onto Smeargle and Bronzong while Bronzong is out on the field. Does not mind a critical hit actually on Smeargle, picking up some extra damage there, maybe enough to put it into another KO range for the Icy Wind next time. Special defense increase may help that in an attack drop from that Moody boost. So speed drops on Smeargle and on Bronzong, which are pretty good if you're Bronzong.
Yeah, you definitely have to imagine Bronzong will set up Trick Room, but you know Chase, Cresselia has Trick Room. I'm sure he's expecting a Trick Room. Maybe Aaron goes for a hard read here, decides not to set up Trick Room with Bronzong, and instead lets Chase set up Trick Room with his Cresselia. But Smeargle, you have to imagine it'll go for a Crafty Shield here, or Spiky Shield here. Either way, because
so many shields.
Exactly. Regardless of whether Cresselia goes for a Trick Room or not, Kangaskhan's definitely going to be attacking the Smeargle if it does decide to stay in.
All right. Both of these players making sure that they select the correct moves. Every single turn counts in this final battle. Cresselia is going to switch out, so not going to try and reset Trick Room if that were an option here. Chase actually switches out for Groudon now. So Aaron has Bronzong and Smeargle up against the Kangaskhan and the Groudon now out on the field. Very intimidating offensive pressure coming out from that Kangaskhan and Groudon. Groudon will go ahead and set the sun. Make sure that things stay nice and bright for our final match here. Actually, Aaron will withdraw the Smeargle as well. Going to switch out for his Salamence, getting another Intimidate off onto the Kangaskhan and an Intimidate off onto that Groudon now. And Bronzong, what is it going to do? Kangaskhan is going to return into the Salamence now, so Salamence taking some damage from the Kangaskhan. Not as much as you want to see thanks to all of those Intimidates. And Gravity actually being set up by Aaron's Bronzong.
Ooh, that could actually be really bad because now Groudon free to Precipice Blades.
Yeah,
and
Chase got a free Gravity.
Salamence and Bronzong, so this is actually really good for Chase. Great switch and bringing Groudon in right there.
Real heads-up play.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Aaron is going for because he's definitely prepping for something in the future. Definitely wanting to get Trick Room up, get his Groudon in, be able to Hypnosis with Bronzong. But right now, you have to wonder, maybe he set up Gravity a little bit too early.
Well, he does have Salamence out on the field, which is a very powerful Pokemon, which can threaten the Kangaskhan and Groudon, but is not currently threatening any one-hit KOs. So Kangaskhan and Groudon should both feel pretty free to start dealing damage, maybe even trying to knock out that Bronzong before it can get a Trick Room or a Hypnosis off.
But Intimidate should prevent that from happening. So Aaron will hopefully, if you're Aaron, hopefully will be able to get up Trick Room and maybe then escalate this Gravity, be able to Hypnosis and be faster, be able to get Groudon in, Precipice Blades a lot more freely.
All right, well, Salamence is going to protect itself. Kangaskhan returns into the Protect. Precipice Blades into the Protect from Salamence as well. And here comes the damage onto Bronzong. So much damage! A one-hit KO with the critical hit through the Intimidate. And Bronzong goes down. No Trick Room will be able to be set up here.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for Aaron having that critical hit because that would not have knocked out the Bronzong thanks to the Intimidate and because it was Precipice Blades, which Bronzong normally is able to take when it's not a single target. But boy, if you're Aaron, you're in a really tricky spot. You have no way to be able to get up Trick Room now. He is able to get up Tailwind with Salamence if he does decide to go for that, so that is an option. But staring down all of Chase's remaining Pokemon, and look how healthy they are. Kangaskhan at full HP, Groudon at full HP. They are both intimidated. Kangaskhan was intimidated twice, but still.
On the plus side, Salamence and Groudon, both Pokemon who can target both Pokemon on Chase's side. So if they're able to get the damage off with Hyper Voice and the Precipice Blades connecting here under Gravity, may still be able to turn some of this around.
Oh, definitely. And it's not like these are Aaron's last two Pokemon. He does still have Smeargle in the back, too. So it's definitely not the end of the world for Aaron here. He is in a good spot, especially if his Groudon is faster than Chase's Groudon.
All right, Aaron is going for the Hyper Voice. Will not deal any damage to Groudon because of that Protect. Kangaskhan moving first will get a return off onto Salamence. Not going to be enough damage, as we know from the Intimidates earlier. So very close, possibly within that Sucker Punch range. Precipice Blades from Aaron's Groudon will connect with the Kangaskhan. Is enough to pick up a KO, so no worries about the Sucker Punch with another critical hit.
Yeah, so good turn for Aaron there. And remember, Gravity is still up, so even if Cresselia comes in, it will be hit by a Precipice Blades. It's just, I don't think that's enough for a Salamence and Groudon combined to take it out, so an Icy Wind would certainly be beneficial here. And Smeargle's not out to Wide Guard to block that.
Definitely the case. Cresselia, we saw Cresselia do all of the work last round for Chase with that Icy Wind. The speed control coming up huge for him then. It may come up huge for him again in this game. Salamence and Groudon on Aaron's side, trying to make a miracle happen. Of course, the winner of this is our champion, so you never want to give up hope. I mean, we've seen some crazy things happen in the past. There is always a chance. Chase is going to retreat his Groudon, does not want to take that Precipice Blade's super effective damage.
Especially because he protected last turn.
Yep, protected last turn. Xerneas coming in. Instead, Salamence will set up the Tailwind. So Aaron will be able to outspeed these Pokemon even after an Icy Wind. So Icy Wind will connect, hits the Salamence, should be able to pick up a KO on it. Groudon will take a little bit of damage, drops its speed one stage there, and will be able to fight back right now. So Groudon goes for the Swords Dance, So Aaron knows he needs way more offensive threat than he had before. Goes for the Swords Dance with the Tailwind.
That's
now brings out the Smeargle.
That's
huge turn.
Because if that was a Trick Room, that really would have punished Aaron there for setting up Tailwind. But it was an Icy Wind, and Tailwind
and now
doubling
Smeargle's
your
out.
speed. And now Smeargle's out. And we saw before, Precipice Blades will be able to KO Cresselia from this range. Aaron is just in a great spot right now.
Yeah, really turned it around with that Tailwind on the Salamence. Icy Wind actually betraying Chase there. The wrong choice for speed control in that moment. And now this Swords Dance Groudon with the Smeargle staring down Cresselia and Xerneas. It's so close for these competitors. Chase has to wonder how can he turn this back around and get back into the driver's seat.
Yeah, he's going to have to, I don't know, stall out Gravity and Tailwind. I mean, while Groudon's threatening KOs on your Pokemon, Smeargle's threatening Dark
Voids immediately hits both Pokemon. Cresselia and Xerneas will fall asleep. That Dark Void making sure that Aaron's Groudon is safe this turn. Precipice Blades comes out with the Gravity, is going to connect to both Pokemon. Picks up picks up no KOs. Cresselia actually surviving just barely with 15 HP, and Xerneas also surviving, hanging on with a sliver of health as well. Xerneas, though, is asleep, unable to do anything with that information, and Gravity is back to normal. Smeargle's Moody Boost evasion! Smeargle loses accuracy, though, and Gravity has ended. But the evasion boost will keep it around, and both Pokemon are already asleep.
Yeah, but at the same time, Smeargle does have Wide Guard for when Groudon comes in later, and these Pokemon are still asleep. They can wake up this turn, though it isn't that likely. But Groudon can knock out either of these Pokemon, whichever one he chooses.
Well, Smeargle has protected itself with the Spiky Shield. Groudon has chosen to knock out the Cresselia, so Cresselia will go down after that Fire Punch from Groudon. Xerneas still asleep, not able to do anything about it, not able to do the damage, and Smeargle again with the Moody Boost gets a special defense increase and a speed drop actually. So back to being a little bit slow, maybe not able to put this Groudon to sleep, but again, that Wide Guard
will be huge, yeah, because Groudon is going to have to be able to take out Smeargle before it can take out the Groudon, and Groudon is able to KO it with the Precipice Blade.
If it can hit.
If it can hit, we did see Gravity run out, so that is exactly what Chase is going to be banking on here.
All right, Chase has to get that Smeargle off the field. Aaron has to hit that Precipice Blades. We already saw in the second game, 2 Fire Punches weren't enough, and even more so when you've been Icy Winded going second. So Aaron will need to hit these Precipice Blades. Xerneas wakes up, goes for the Protect, so making sure that it's not going to be single target damage from the Precipice Blades. Xerneas protects itself. Groudon also protects, so a double protect on Chase's side. Just trying to wait out this Tailwind here. Smeargle, though, does go for the Wide Guard, so will be able to protect the Groudon from no damage on Chase's side because both Pokemon protected.
This is actually really big because now Tailwind expired. We saw Xerneas protect before Groudon. Oh, let's see this.
Oh, accuracy increase.
This is
really wanted speed, though.
Yeah, but still, you can Wide Guard if you're Smeargle, block the Precipice Blades from Groudon. But Groudon and Xerneas are both faster, so there is a chance here. Maybe if Groudon can pull off another Protect, Xerneas can then KO the Smeargle with a Moon Blast. And then maybe, just maybe,
gets the double Protect. Chase gets the double Protect. Groudon is protecting itself. Smeargle will Wide Guard once again to protect Groudon from Precipice Blades. Xerneas' Moon Blast is going to connect with the Smeargle. Smeargle goes down, and Chase will be able to hit that Groudon with Precipice Blades next turn. Groudon on Aaron's side uses the Precipice Blades, connects with Xerneas, so Xerneas goes down, but by taking out that Smeargle, takes down the Wide Guard as well.
Yeah, so that's huge. So it's going to all come down to Precipice Blades missing.
Oh, and that chip damage on the Groudon, too, on Aaron's side.
Yeah, but it's still a single target move, so Groudon from Chase's side should be able to KO. We'll see. Does it hit?
Groudon uses Precipice Blades. It is going to hit. Is it going to be enough damage? All of the health is going away, and Chase takes down the Groudon. Will become our national champion. Defeats Aaron Traylor, and Chase Lybbert is your 2016 Pokemon National Champion.